Hey guys, this is Nate Jackson, and I'm putting together this video to show you how to put together a do not post list when you're using the Post Perfect module. There's going to be some groups that you belong to that you don't want to post to for different reasons. Maybe it's not maybe it's more of a social group for you and not a group that you use for marketing, or maybe it's a group that you want to belong to, but the administrator has certain rules about posting and you don't want to risk getting kicked out of that group, so you might not want to just post to that using the FB Virtual Assistant. So I'm going to show you how to use the Do Not Post feature in the Post Perfect module. The first thing that you want to do is you want to get your latest list of groups that you belong to. So you do that using the My Group module, and you do so by first choosing the module, making sure that you're on the Group Gorilla module, and then changing your group type. It's probably going to be set by default to both. You want to change that to My Groups. And there's different ways that you can create a do not post list. You can do it by keyword, or you can do it by pulling all of the groups that you want to post that you belong to. So I recommend pulling all of your groups instead of pulling a subsection of your groups. Otherwise, you'd have to keep creating do not post lists for the different niches that you're posting to. So I recommend just pulling all of the groups that you belong to using the My Group Finder, and you need to turn on Get Group Descriptions. So once you have it set up, then you want to just find all of the groups that you belong to, and so we're going to do that, and I'm going to let that run. I'm going to pause it. And when we come back, I'm going to show you the file that was created, and we're going to show you how to filter down the list of groups that you don't want to post to, and how to create a do not post list. So I'm going to pause it and then come right back. Okay, so we're back, and as you see here, it says you belong to a total of 347 groups. That's for this test account. And the groups are saved to the email address groups, mygroups.txt. So we're going to click OK, and of course it's going to say choose the Post Perfect module to post to these groups now. We're going to click OK, and of course we don't want to start posting to those groups right now because we have to create our do not post list. So we're going to go to mygroups.txt, and I'm going to open it in OpenOffice Calc. The best way to do that is just to right click on it and then open with OpenOffice Calc. You want to make sure you set the character set to Unicode UTF-8 when you open it. So first thing we want to do is to format the file for easy readability, because we're mainly concerned about this column, which is the description column. So we want to just make our column so that we can get a good reading on the description, and we have so that most of the description is in the visible area. So the first thing you want to do is make sure that the description column is narrow enough that you can see the whole thing in your monitor. So you may have to zoom out a little bit and then just shrink it down to shrink down column. It's going to be column D, so shrink it down so that the whole column takes up your monitor. The whole column is visible in your monitor. Then the next thing you want to do is you want to highlight that whole column, go to Format, Cells, and go to Alignment and Wrap Text Automatically. That way none of the text is off the screen. And then the third thing you want to do is go to this top left corner of the spreadsheet. Click it so that everything is highlighted, and then go down to the bottom of one of the rows, row 1 or row 2, it doesn't really matter, and then just double click that, and that will make sure that the entire length, the entire height of the cell is visible and that nothing is hidden. So you want to, now we're at the point where we can start adding groups to our do not post list. The next thing that you need to do is just go to your folder where your mygroups.txt file is located, right click inside the window, and then just create a new text file, a new text document. Call it do not post, or whatever you want to call it, just so that you remember it. Do not post .txt. or whatever you want to call it, and then double click that and open that file. So this is where we're going to create our do not post list. And the way that I do it is first thing that I do is look for, in column D, look for descriptions that are in a language that you don't speak. So if you, and look for also in column C, because the name of the group may be in a language that you don't speak, and it's probably not a good idea to post in those groups if you don't speak the language in that group. So you'll want to just highlight, go to the cell column A of that row, copy that URL, just Control C, go to your do not post list, Control V, paste it in there, and then go to the next row. Then, so we have another one here in row 2. Copy that, paste that. Let's see. There's going to be some more. Let's see if we can find another one. Here's another one. A couple in languages I don't speak. Row 5. Copy that, paste that. Row 6, copy that, paste. Row 7, copy, paste. Let's find some more. Row 9, copy, paste. Row 11, copy. So that's a good start. I'm not going to go through all 347 on camera, but I'm just giving you an idea of what you should be looking for. So look for groups with descriptions that are in languages that you don't speak. That's a good start. Also, you can use the find feature to find different, I call them trigger words or buzzwords that you want to look for in the descriptions that are a good indication that you probably shouldn't be posting in there. I have a list here. I'm going to run through them really quickly, and I'm also going to attach them to this video. I'll run through them and then I'll attach them. There may be more in the actual attachment that I include with this video, but some good ideas to look for that to find are post, rules, admin, spam, link, do not, don't, unwanted, banned, report, block, admin, I said admin, scam. These are good words to use in the find feature of your spreadsheet. The way you do that is go to edit, or you go to edit and then find and replace depending on what you're using, or you can also just hit Control F and that'll bring up the window. So you want to search for those words. So let's say, for example, we search for banned and we click find. Okay, so in row 8 we find a link, we find a description that has the word banned in it. It's 8D. You see D is highlighted and 8 is highlighted. So we're in row 8D, in cell 8D. So this gives you some posting rules. And so once you do find a cell that has one of the trigger words in it, then you just want to read the description and make the decision for yourself whether it's a group that you want to post to based on what it says is allowed and isn't allowed. And this one looks fine. It just says you'll be banned if you advertise questionable, unethical types of material, but posting your opportunity or making posts of promoting your opportunity is fine. So in this case, this one is not something that you would add to a do not post list. So let's try another one. Let's try spam. And what you'd want to do is you'd want to find you would want to go from one to the next. So once you find one cell with banned in it, then you go click find again and go to the next one. and you'd go all the way to the bottom of the list. So let's look at this next one. This group is to gather all internet marketers into one group for exchange of ideas and joint ventures. It is also for learning and continuous education in the field of internet marketing and internet business models as it evolves with the trends of the web. Solicitation of members to other Facebook groups through posting links in the walls and discussion board will result in your account being banned or blocked by this group administrators without prior notice. So this looks like a knowledge sharing group and not a group that welcomes posting links. So I'd probably add this one to a do not post list. So we go ahead and add that one to a do not post list. Once you do that, then you find the next instance of your word. So we have that one, I believe. Yeah, no, this is a new one, but it has the same rules. So this is 23D. Has the same rules as, I think, 8D. So it should be fine. The other one I think was called MLM Canada. This is called MLM USA. So it seems to have the same rules, so we wouldn't add that one. Find the next one. Let's see, MLM Mastermind Group, led by top income earner Ray Higdon. Anyway, it says, please remember that this group is designed to be a safe place for people in the network marketing profession to share ideas, thoughts, and concepts. This is not the place to share links, pitch groups, services, opportunities, or affiliate offers. Anyone who posts links will have their post deleted. They will be removed from the group and banned permanently. So, add this to the do not post list. You don't want to post to that group. So copy it, paste it to the do not post list. Find the next one. And so that's how it works. So let's look at this last one, and then we'll that's pretty much what you want to do. You want to keep finding your trigger word, in this case banned, and until you get to the bottom of the list. And it won't take that long. And then you go through each word on the list of trigger words, and you should have a nice healthy do not post list. So you can feel pretty safe that you can post to the groups that are on your list, and then all of the groups that are on your do not post list will be removed before you start posting. Just make sure that you copy and paste the URLs exactly, and that you get all of the. It has to be exact. It has to be in the format https://facebook.com/groups, and then the group name, and then no space at the end. So you just have to make sure that it's there. So let's look at this last one, and then after this I'm going to pause the video and complete this do not post list, and we'll show you how the groups will be removed once we start posting. So I'm going to pause the video and come right back. Hey guys, I decided to show you a quicker way that you can actually go through all of the trigger words. You can choose to do either method, but this is a different way that you can go through all of the different descriptions that may have trigger words. If you go to the first row of your spreadsheet and highlight it, and then right click and insert row, then go to, where is it, data, filter. You want to do a standard filter. Then you can create a set of conditions that will search for all, let's see, I don't know exactly how many it allows you to do, but you can search for quite a few trigger words at the same time, so you don't have to go one by one through each of the words. You can go through quite a few at the same time. So we want to say, let's do it again, highlight column D, and data, filter, standard filter. So now we want to say column D contains, and then we just, in each value, we just want to add one of our trigger words. So we're going to go banned, and then you have to go down to the next row and click or, and column D contains spam, or And you can just fill that in with all of the different trigger words that you want to search for. And I'm not sure exactly how many it'll allow you to do, but we'll see once we get to the bottom of this. So I'm going to pause it, fill this in, and see exactly how many we're allowed to do. Okay, I'm back, and looks like you can do 8 different values at one time. So in this case, I did post, rules, admin, spam, link, do not, don't, and banned. So that's almost half of the list that I have so far, and I'll probably add more to the list, but that will help you go through it a little bit quicker, and you don't have to keep hitting the find button. So once we have that filled in, you click OK, and it will filter and only include those rows that have one of these terms in it. So that gives you a little bit of, it's a little bit more efficient than finding each row one by one. So now we can just look at each row and then just scroll down with the down arrow, read each description, and see if this is a group that you want to post to or not. So you would just scroll down, read each one, just make a decision, and then if you don't want to post to it, then just copy and paste to the do not post list. So I'm going to go through the rest of these files and come up with a pretty decent do not post list, and then we'll see how it works in PostPerfect. Okay, so now we've gone through this list, and let's see what we have here. So this is the format that your list should be in. You should just have a list of URLs on each a URL on each line, nothing else. And you want to make sure that it's in this format, taken straight out of the My Groups file. So you want to make sure that it has this format, and it has the trailing slash at the end of the URL, and you want to make sure that there's no extra spaces at the end of the line. So just put the cursor at the end of the URL and hit the right arrow, and if it goes down to the next line, then it's good. And if not, then just delete any extra spaces. So it has to be formatted exactly like that. And you also want to make sure that at the end of the file, at the bottom of the file, there are no extra spaces as well. So when you get to the bottom of the file and at the end of the last URL, just hit the right arrow, and if it doesn't move, then it's fine. If it does move, then just delete any extra spaces. So let's see exactly how many URLs are in this list. So I'm going to open it with OpenOffice Calc. Click OK, and it looks like we have 47 URLs in the do not post list. So we'll close that, and now we need to go back into the mygroups.txt, open it with OpenOffice Calc, and we're going to create another list. Going to create another list by just highlighting column A, so that all the URLs are copied. I think we have 347. So we'll go to the bottom of the list, number 347, click that, and then scroll all the way to the top, hold down the Shift key, and click in cell number 1. So this will and then we'll click Control C or Edit Copy to copy all of the URLs in that list. Then we'll go back to our directory, create a new file, new text file, new text document, call that post to these groups.txt. Okay, so we'll double click in and open that file, click Control V, and that will place all of the URLs that we are a member of in that group, in that file. So close it, click Yes to save, and so these are the two files that we're going to be working with: post to these groups.txt and do not post.txt. So we'll go to PostPerfect, and for the group list to post to these groups.txt, and for the do not post group list, do not post.txt. So if you remember, we had 347 in our total number of groups, and we have 47 in our do not post list. So when we click post, it should show the total number of posts remaining at 347 minus 47, so 300. So we're not going to post right now. We're just putting in some test text, and I'm click post, and we'll see what happens. So click post, and it says 302 posts remaining. So that must mean that we have some extra spaces in there or something. But all in all, it's still going to work just fine. Let's go back and see why it says 302. So let's go to post to these groups.txt, and there must be a couple of spaces at the end of this list. Let's see. Yeah. So if I click go to the right, yeah, there's an extra space in there. So delete that, backspace, and now we should be okay. So save that and go back to do not post.txt. Okay, so close that. Now let's go back into mygroups.txt, open Office Calc, and we go from 1 to 347. So let's see what we have now. And then, so we click the post button. Okay, so I see why we have, it shows 302 groups remaining instead of 300 groups remaining. I see here I opened the do not post list back in Open Office Calc, and then I sorted it, and I actually put a couple of groups twice. So we have duplicates in the list. So when you have duplicates, it reduces it down. It eliminates all the duplicates. So here's one set of duplicates here, and there was a second set of duplicates. Where is it? I saw it just a second ago. Here, 19 and 20. So those are duplicates. So it's they're actually 45. So if we delete the duplicates, so we delete that row, and we delete that row. So there's actually 45 groups in the do not post list. So we're going to save that. Okay, so one last thing. So we made a couple of changes to the do not post list. We deleted a couple of files from there because they were duplicated. And so now when we open the file, because we saved it as in Open Office Calc, it's going to put quotation marks around it. Well, you need to get rid of those quotation marks because the program will have problems with reading the URLs if there are quotation marks in there. So what you want to do, whenever you make a change to a file in Open Office Calc and it's going to be a text file, you need to do a find and replace because the quotes are going to show up. So you're going to go to replace, and you're going to replace the quote marks with nothing. So you're just going to leave that blank. So just do replace all, and that'll delete the quotes. And then click cancel, and just save it and close it. So now we'll look at what the software is going to. Now we're going to see why. So this explains why the software is reading. Showing 302 files to post to, 302 groups to post to instead of 300 like we thought, because there were a couple of duplicate groups. So we're going to go back to Post Perfect, click Post, and you'll see 302 groups to post to. And so that's how you create a do not post list. And so if I were to let this run, it would post to the 302 groups that are not included in the do not post list. So I hope this has been helpful. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up, and I will talk to you soon.